Is Silly George Lash Serum safe? If you want to find out the answer to that, keep watching. Hello everyone, I am Dr. Rupa, board certified ophthalmologist and lover of all things beauty. And on this channel, we talk about eye health, eye makeup health, and eye surgery. So if any of that interests you, hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with all the videos as soon as I produce them. All right, this is a question I got a lot from you guys. Is Silly George Lash Serum safe? What's in Silly George? Can you use it? You guys know I've done a bunch of different lash serum videos. You can check out the one about what's in your lash serum and side effects of lash serums. And I also even have one on the top 4 natural lash serums. So lots of videos to choose from there. But this one is just such a popular lash serum. I thought it just needed an entire video in and of itself. If you look on Amazon, it's got a bazillion 5-star reviews, that is for sure. And people are loving it and they like the price point and they say that it helps with their lashes. But is it safe and what is in it? So their website says they are 100% paraben-free, vegan, toxin-free, and that it is dermatologist, not ophthalmologist, but dermatologist tested. So that's all sounds great. I also was able to find the ingredient list on their website. They made it really easy, which is awesome because a lot of these lash serums do not make it so easy to know what's in it. Sometimes I am looking online for several hours to find the ingredient list, but I was able to find it pretty quickly. And here it is. They have purified water, okay, sodium chloride. Sodium chloride is just salt, if you remember from your high school chemistry class, so nothing worrisome there. They have benzyl alkonium chloride. So what that is BAK. BAK is in a lot of eye drops. It's in artificial tears, it's in our antibiotic drop. Basically, it's a preservative. It's an antimicrobial so that your drop can sit on this shelf and not get like bacteria in it. So in and of itself, totally fine. It's a very normal thing to have in an eye drop or a serum. That being said, it is a preservative and there are some people who are allergic to preservatives. So if you are using the Silly George Lash Serum and you notice you have some problems, it might be an allergy to BAK. So that might be a reason to discontinue it. But many people use BAK without any problems at all. Then the next ingredient, well, this is the one I have trouble with. It's called EPM, biological enzyme. I could not find what that was. What is EPM? What does it stand for? What is this enzyme? You guys know I talk a lot about prostaglandins that are in lash serum. The most common and most famous being Latisse with bimatoprost, where they just reformulated a glaucoma eye drop, which is only prostaglandin in it. There's nothing else in it. And then a lot of other lash serums like Lash Boost or Grande Lash added some like peptides and oils and nourishing growth factors, but they still have a prostaglandin analog in them. Usually see the words like isopropyl cloprestanate or something similar. And remember, you can check out that video anytime. But I don't know what EPM is and I could not find out. I don't know what it is. It's not something that's standard in ophthalmology. Is it a prostaglandin analog? It could be, though typically, like I said, those tend to be isopropyl cloprestanate, IC type situations. And EPM doesn't have any of those letters in it. I don't know. I don't know what it is. That's the mystery ingredient. Maybe that's the one that's actually causing the lashes to grow though. And then the rest is pretty normal. They've got a peptide. A lot of these lash serums have peptides or kind of just, amino acids to help nourish the hair follicle. They've got citric acid, disodium phosphate, all very normal stuff, and then cellulose gum. Gum is just a thickening agent. It increases the viscosity so that it's not so runny and doesn't drip, which I like because I don't want lash serums really dripping into the eye. There are side effects you can get from certain lash serums going into the eye. I don't know if they've occurred with Silly George. It's not in the published literature, and I have not seen that in any of the case reports or even personally in my practice in terms of skin darkening or orbital fat atrophy or eye color change from it. Those are all the side effects of lash serums that have prostaglandins. So I haven't seen that in the literature for Silly George, but that isn't to say that it can't happen, but I just haven't seen it reported. Online, what it says is that it activates the hair follicle so it doesn't fall out and toughens up the junction. And the lash growth cycle is something we know about in terms of the different phases, but honestly, we don't know how hardly any of these lash serums actually work. We kind of conjecture that it increases the growth phases and it kind of delays the falling out phase of the lash growth cycle, but we don't actually have evidence explaining even how something like Latisse, which does have FDA approval for lash growth, how it actually works. You'll notice if you actually read any of the box labels for Latisse or any of the lash serums, they don't know. So it's hard to know how any of these work and what kind of complications can happen based on that. So there you go. I wish I could be a little bit more in depth. I think that it's a pretty natural lash serum as far as I can tell, except for the one mystery ingredient, which I don't know what it is. If you know what EPM biological enzyme is, please let me know and drop it in the comments because I'm not sure. If I even knew what those letters stood for, then I could be able to dissect it and figure out if it's safe for your eyes. But when I looked at it, I could not find the actual breakdown of what that was. So as far as I know, it doesn't seem to have a prostaglandin analog in it, but I'm unsure. So there you go. A little recap of Silly George Lash Serum. I think it's pretty safe, but hard to determine. No long-term studies have been done in the ophthalmology or optometry literature. If you have tried Silly George and you love it, I'd love to hear from you. Drop it in the comments below. If you know what EPM stands for, drop that in the comments below. And if you have other topics you would like for me to talk about eye makeup health, drop those in the comments. I read them all and I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, I'm Dr. Rupa. I'll see you soon.